dysfunction, I see Mr. All Even in NYC. He's so big. They call him boss. He's a boss. All even. He's so bad.
Oh yeah. I feel it today. I feel different. I don't know why.
Sun woke me up gentle this morning.
But I feel like expressing myself in a very, very interesting way today. There's a lot of stuff out there.
World looking all right.
Good, bad.
I stretch
PSA is going to be interesting later. But before we get there, you can catch me
be righteous all the way.
on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast.
Please,
Catch me on All Even Media or at All Even Media on TikTok. Listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Jimmy the Super Intern's here. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Good to be in the building.
It's good to see you. You know, I always hope that you show up. And if I don't get a text from you, I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. You know, I try to fake like I don't care. Whatever. Huh?
I think I did forget to send a text a couple weeks ago. I missed it.
That's what you do.
You sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I swear I write the text and then I don't send it. I'm very weird with text.
You've actually been pretty good. Better than you used to be. So
I'm learning slowly to communicate.
I'll give you some credit for that. Silence Acid.
What's up?
I just talked to you yesterday. I'm just gonna stop introing you. What's up? How you doing?
Pretty
huh?
good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this ornery tone today. Nobody did anything to me, but sometimes you just feel that way. I'm old, and I can admit that. I can admit that I'm old. So, before I get into everything, because I guess I can go over what the topics are. What are the topics? Let's put the music back on. Here we go. We have the DIANNA RUSSINI, Mike Vrabel news. We have the Fernando Mendoza stuff. Talk about that. We have Anthony Davis talking about the Luka trade. We have Doc Rivers losing his fucking mind. And my day has finally come. I've been waiting for this. I told people, man, oh man, you keep talking, Doc Rivers, bill comes due. We're also going to talk about the Bucks dysfunction because it's been a lot of it, and I've been on this since day one. I hate being right. It's not even about being right, it's about being first. And that's all it is, right? I'm just right too early. That's all it is. Nobody ever give me credit for it, though. Man, that's the funny part. I'm okay with that now, right? Okay with that. Allen Iverson says some stuff about load management, and boy, oh boy, right on time. I love him. Love that guy. Konnor Griffin signs a big deal with the Pirates, and I'm jealous. I am. I'm going to go ahead and rant on that because I'm very jealous. We'll talk a little Mets maybe because they had a disastrous game today. Relevant news of the week. And the greatest segment on the planet, W of the week.
Dummy, yeah.
Now, before I get into any topics, I'd like to just discuss this. I didn't like this report. I didn't like this post because I don't know if people really understand the pain of losing a mother. So, I don't know if anybody's heard it, but Safaree lost his mom, right? And he's been publicly grieving, posting pictures of her and all these other things. And, you know, I follow Hollywood Unlocked, and they're normally spot on with certain things. They report the news, and this is exactly what they did here. But it's the thumbnail of the post or whatever the title of it was I didn't like. So it says prayers. Safaree continues to grieve mother's passing and shares concerning posts. So that's the part that got my antennas up. Why is it concerning? This is somebody who was extremely close to his mother. This is a man that was extremely close to his mother. If anybody doesn't understand that bond between mother and son, you should. If you have a mom and you're a man, you should understand it as well, especially if you have a good relationship with your mother. But there's other people that have very, very tight relationships with their mother. I was one of them. So to have somebody like Safaree, express his pain and him missing his mom, you don't understand that level of pain unless you go through it. I went through it. I'm still going through it today. Not a day goes by that I don't think about my mom. That pain that you have to live with, knowing that you'll never get over it. You just grow to accept it. That's what people don't realize about losing a mom, is that you grow to accept it. Pain, feeling like an orphan. That loss is so great to a man when they lose their mom. So when I saw that, I was just like, come on now. Y'all got to be better than that. Allow the man to grieve in his way. Why is it concerning? Because you don't have experience with it? That's not my problem. That's not Safaree's problem. Concerning to you because maybe you don't have a connection with your mom that way. It's not concerning to people that went through it and still continue to go through it. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Safaree because I understand that pain. I go through it every fucking day. Moving on. This DIANNA Russini and Mike Vrabel story, boy, oh boy. Listen, if there was anybody that you would say, yeah, it makes sense, it would be DIANNA Russini. She is a weird one. She bashes her husband in public. I don't know if she's joking or not. She could be, but she's not super funny, so I don't necessarily know if it's real. And there's been some rumors about her in the past. About some active coaches that are coaching right now. So maybe that's her thing. I don't know. But there's speculation. We got the pictures of DIANNA Russini and Coach Mike Vrabel on some trip or some rendezvous. You know, they were very close. They playing double dutch with each other's hands. Hopscotch, whatever the fuck it is. They on the, at the pool side. Hugging, he got his elbows on her shoulders. Come on now. I understand what that means. I remember going to high school. That's how you hug your girl. You have your hands over her, have your hands drooping over her like that. We get that. And they came out and said, oh, we're just friends. Yeah, there was other people on the trip as well. I have yet to hear any of those people come to the light. Who are they? Who are those other people? Can we get a follow-up text? Can there be some correspondence here? Can there be some type of confirmation? The only thing we know is that particular place that they were is normally a couple's resort. A lot of people get married there. A lot of people go ahead and disappear there. Get freaking whatever. But that's where y'all chose to go. So if there's 6 other people, then that means that y'all was all getting nasty, right? That's what I thought it was. So here's the thing that really got interesting, right? And I like to get messy, man. I like to get messy. I like to be able to just like see what all the drama is about. Because here we go. There was some years ago that there was a rumor, and this is posted by Game 7, pretty reputable sports page here. There was a rumor that 2 female NFL reporters got into a fight, this is outside of a bar because Sean McVay was hooking up with both of them. A lot of people alleged that one of the girls was Dianna Russini. So, if this is a thing, then we already know what type of person she is, allegedly. That she's outside, right? We all know what that means. If you outside, then you outside. And maybe Mike Vrabel understood that. He was just like, yo, I heard, yo, dude, you hear Dianna Russini, she gives it up. Word? All right, cool. I'm about to go press that. Easy work if she's outside. Now, I don't care about people's personal relationships. We're all adults. They want to go ahead and do these things in the privacy of their own situations. Fine. You know, you got people out there, reporters, TMZ, they always want to try to get celebrities and athletes in trouble or whatever it is, or just report the news. So you should have been a little bit more discreet with it if you guys are out there doing something. But if you're not, even if it is platonic and you're just hanging out, that's happened a lot too, where it's literally an innocent situation, but the optics of it is just like, okay, you guys are friends, but where are your significant others? Where are your spouses? Right? You can be able to hang out, but where are they? Are they a part of the 6 that was here? Because we haven't heard anything from them. So
it's just like 2 individuals that are married now at a pool, in a pool, hot tub, whatever they were, and then they're touching each other. Like, it don't look good. And
they say that 6 people were there, but we never see the 6 people.
Yeah, all the photos I've seen are just them 2, with each other and whatnot. So I don't think if I'm the spouse okay with them going out with a friend and doing all that. Like, you can go out with your friend, but not sitting poolside and all close together and
playing double dutch with the hands.
Yeah. Like, no, like that's a little extra.
It's nasty work. So again, I don't care about somebody's personal relationship. What I do care about is that this looks bad. Not just for Mike Vrabel, but especially for a senior writer and reporter like Dianna Russini, who's been with the NFL for a very long time. Here's the thing. If there's information or sources or rumors coming out of New England camp, can you trust it? If there's information about certain trades that are happening in New England's in some talks or whatever the hell is going on, can you trust it? No, you can't. Her credibility now is out the window. She just posted, I think it was either today or yesterday, I think it was today. She just posted about the whole referee thing, about the unions and how the NFL is really moving forward to having these replacement refs. And nobody gave a shit about what she said. Everybody is talking about the scandal. Mm-hmm. So you see what happens? And I feel bad for her because she's a woman. She's been a successful reporter in the NFL. She's worked her way up to that. And I've heard other stuff about her allegedly. You always got to use these. Exchanging favors for stories. So no matter how you got there, you're there. But now it looks bad. Because none of your reporting when it comes to him and the Patriots or other people that they might think that you're a little bit overly friendly with is going to have any credibility going forward. It's a dangerous precedent that you're setting, that you can be able to do this with a senior writer or reporter and be able to get a little bit of leg up where certain things happen, where there's a rumor that's going on and you get it first. Who's to say that you're not pillow talking, and then you can be able to now get to your front office and try to get a deal done before anything gets reported? It's concerning.
It's kind of like a gold digger-esque situation. Like, oh, I'm going to give you this and you can give me that insider information. Like, you're getting something for return for her career or whatever, which is, like, ruining her credibility. Because, like, she could have did, like, all that stuff with the NFL people. Like, Mike Vrabel was technically an employee of the Patriots. Like, I don't know how that all works. But, like, she wouldn't do that with the NFL people and then get up to that higher reporter role. But, like, you got there, then don't risk it with kind of rendezvousing with the managers and coaches and all that stuff, because then it's just like it's not helping your case, because your credibility just goes out the window, because like, oh, like, we know who you really are,
right? You outside.
Yeah.
And for Mike Vrabel, it really depends on what the optics are for New England. This is a guy that they just got to the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots have risen faster than a lot of people thought they would. He's had success, but if this becomes a bigger problem, does Robert Kraft turn his back to it? Is there pressure that he gets for being able to try to see if he has to move on? Because if it's up to Robert Kraft, he's not going to do anything. But if there's outside pressure that's forcing him to do something, I don't know. And it would be unfortunate if Mike Vrabel loses his job over this. But you got to be more careful. I mean, again, nobody's telling, and I guess it's a double-edged sword, because it's like you got people that are very judgmental about these pictures that have been revealed or whatever it is. And it very well could be innocent that people are now putting their own negative spin on. But you still have to try your best to keep things discreet.
It's the reason why you are in that position to be photographed there.
Yeah.
Like, also do people...
Be in my damn house or something.
Yeah, like... But, like, I'm thinking, like, do people really care about, like, what Mike Vrabel is doing? Like, why are they watching
They
him?
don't...
Like,
these people, they will snap pictures of the C-list celebrity and try to get a story of it. Hey, I got pictures of these guys. Okay, I'll buy it.
It's conspiracy me. Like, someone called and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just making stuff up.
Sure. Yo, you wouldn't believe who's here. The outside girl and Mike Vrabel. Another one? So it's just like, I don't have too much to say on it. Just on the fact of it on the surface, if you're just taking what people are saying and all the negative reports that are coming out, it looks like insider trading. He could be digging her back out, and that's fine, but it's still insider trading. It's insider trading. If you know what I mean. You can't do it. So, yeah, that's it. Moving on. I don't know. We're going to speak about this in hypothetical terms, because I don't know if there's concrete reporting or a concrete definitive finding about this particular situation. So we're going to go ahead and live in the hypothetical. We'll have two different hypothetical scenarios. Fernando Mendoza, the consensus overall number 1 pick in this year's draft. He will be going to the Vegas Raiders. Devout Christian, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. Man has had one hell of a year. And he's going to one of the shit franchise. No, I'm just kidding. Raiders are fine. So he's on track to start his career. He's going to get mentored by Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins. Not bad. Not bad. So everybody's they speak very highly of the kid. Well, I don't know who did it, but I tell people all the time. There are people that live on the internet that are better than some homicide detectives that have been working cold cases for 35 years. If you hire some of these internet sleuths, they will solve the case in a week. These people are dangerous. So I seen a text or a post that was like, yo, I found something about Fernando Mendoza. And lo and behold, 2020, what was the big thing that happened in 2020 outside of the world burning with coronavirus?
Was it George Floyd stuff?
George Floyd stuff. Would you agree with that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Right? Well, that was a big year, obviously, for social uprising and injustice and all this other stuff, and it really, really set the tempo for that year. Many people were divided on it. You had people that were on the other side. Well, he was addicted to fentanyl. He died of an overdose. And then the smart people were saying, no, he died because somebody literally killed him on camera. Well, LeBron James went ahead and posted about this in 2020. He had a picture of Derek Chauvin, and he had a picture of Colin Kaepernick on the other side. And the post said, "This is why." And he has his caption there. He has whatever he said, "Stay woke." And May 26th of 2020 is when he posted that video or that post. And then there's somebody that comments on the post. You need to explain the context of the first photo of the cop on the man because you never know what he did wrong. Shrugs. The name is Fernando Mendoza. Now, if we're going to go ahead and go back in time, that's 6 years ago. Fernando Mendoza was what, 16? He's now 22, turning 23, 16, 17, somewhere around there. And when you look at this, now let's go into the first scenario, that if this is the real Fernando Mendoza, because there are people saying that after this got exposed, that comment disappeared. So if it's not him, then why is it not there? So we'll use the alleged. Use the air quotes. So let's go ahead and play out the first scenario. Let's say it is him. You hear the excuse, and I always say this. Look who comes to the defense first. Look at the hue that they have, and look at the beliefs that they have second. And you can set your watch to it. Oh, well, he's 16. Well, yeah, you've said stuff at 16. We've all said things that we're not proud of. I'm not going to bash the kid for that. I can tell you, I don't have anything in my history like that. I remember going to school and learning about the Holocaust and learning about the Stalin era How many people lost their lives in those two particular situations? Never ever asked a question about, well, I need to see more context in regards to seeing all of these bodies that are in a hole. I don't know. Maybe they're playing a game. We need more information in regards to why those people are in the hole with their eyes closed. Need to see more. Need to get more context. No, you just accept it for what it is because it's not your fight. It's not your. I have no Jewish in my background. I'm not Jewish. I know Jewish people. I know how much it affects them. So for me to be able to ask a question because I'm just asking questions to get more clarification, sometimes you don't need it. It's right there in front of you. So I ask again. Or I ask because I didn't ask this question before. How old is common sense? How old do you have to be to have common sense? How old do you have to be to understand what you're saying is not that appropriate? Is there an age? Should be, right? About 16, you kind of understand what's happening around you. You see big butt girls all around. You understand what it's doing to you. You understand that you can be able to cheat on this test. You can understand that you'll be able to make excuses and not come home on time. You can be able to start making personal decisions. So I say again, how old do you have to be to have common sense? And then you have my favorite brand of people coming out of the woodwork. Those white evangelicals. Oh, yes, yes. We love you, brother. We love you. God loves you. We're going to accept you. No matter what you did, no matter what you said, hey, mistakes happen. Yeah, sure. And how old do you have to be to get a pass? Again, I ask. I don't have the answer. I'm just asking. Because I can be able to look at a 16-year-old kid and say, he's a kid. But it depends on what type of upbringing you have. Because, see, for me, I grew up in a melting pot where we had all types of people in our schools. Black, Spanish, white, every single thing. And we all looked at each other the same. Now, if you go ahead and grow up differently, you're not exposed to certain things, or you're in a household that doesn't really speak highly of other people that don't look like you, you're always going to be able to push out the dog whistle so it doesn't seem like you're the R word. So again, I ask, how young do you have to be to have common sense? And what I would love to happen, and I'll discuss this after. But here's the second scenario. This isn't him, right? This isn't him. This is something that was fabricated, maybe AI, whatever it is. Where is he? There's no statement. There's no agent. There's nobody. Even if it is you or not you, you should still make a statement. Because again, if it's 6 years ago and you were in high school and you're not too bright and you want to go ahead and just say things because that's what 16-year-olds do, you'll be able to say, listen, that I said some things back then that I've learned greatly from. I have gotten much closer with God in the last 6 years. And I'm a completely different man, and I will welcome any conversations that arise from this, not only outside of the locker room, but inside of the locker room, as I learn to learn more and grow more, especially not only with myself, but with my teammates, because trust is something very valuable in your personal life as well as your professional life in sports. I just wrote it for you. Where is it? The longer you take to do this is the more the noise gets louder. That maybe it is you. Maybe somebody found it and they scrubbed it immediately and now they're scrambling behind the scenes. It's not going to affect you not being the number one pick because we know what world we live in. You can be able to do this to people that look like me and it won't really affect you much. However, you do have black teammates in that locker room. You do have a lot of people that were extremely affected by those events that day. So again, I ask, where is it? Where is he? Where's his team? Even if it is you or it's not you, where are they? You understand what I'm saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I'm saying. So for anybody, I'm glad he not coming to my team. Hey, listen, I've been saying it for a while. Hey, I want Fernando Mendoza here. But now I start thinking about it. Nah. You go to Vegas. Go over there, bro. Go over there, bro. Because you don't want that type of smoke over here. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? All that Father God stuff that you talking about and you might be living foul, we don't want it. We don't want it. Moving on. I always love when the show flows well like this. I wrap up in 50 minutes. You watch. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Luka getting hurt. I'll talk about it briefly. I'm not happy about it. Austin Reeves going down, not happy about it. But he's over in, I can't remember exactly where it is right now, but he's getting some treatment on his hamstring. Austin Reeves said, yeah, I'm going to meet you over there. So they're trying to get back on the court as fast as possible. And I commend him for that. I commend him for realizing that, man, this season was going so well for the Lakers. And it's now off the rails because two of your top guys are now gone, leaving poor LeBron James to have to fend for himself for the final stretch of the season. It's tough. Laker fans are not happy. Laker fans are very, very, sad and upset and frustrated by it. I'm not even saying that we had a chance to win a championship, but, when you can roll the ball out there, anything can happen. And, it's unfortunate that they might not have a chance to be full strength to be able to compete with with teams like Denver or teams like, the Spurs or OKC or whoever it is, like, the T-Wolves. We might not see or get to see that in this season. And it could be LeBron James's last season with the Lakers, which is very unfortunate. So I am, I'm saddened by it. I'm depressed as a Laker fan. But at the end of the day, man, injuries happen and it is what it is. I just am tired of hearing people blame LeBron. How you can't blame LeBron for this one. You can't blame LeBron for this one. Poor man is 58 years old and got to go out there and play like he's 38. I don't like it. LeBron at 38 was a monster. And that was could you imagine that 3-4 years ago, you 38 years? It's a freak. It's an absolute freak. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis tells the story of him finding out about the Luka trade. And to me, I'm just like, bruh, get over it. Seriously. Because he was mad that he found out when the trade was already done. Not saying that he found out like on Twitter or SportsCenter or whatever it was. Rob Pelinka did give him a call You had Nico Harrison gave him a call as well. His agent gave him a call. Everybody gave him a call, but he was just like, oh, well, why couldn't you tell me this before the process was actually completed? Like, let me know that I'm going there. And I have one simple answer for you. They didn't want anybody to know. Because if they let anybody know, you can't trust leaks. If it got leaked in regards to Luka being available, don't you think that all the other teams would have tried to get in on it? To try to convince Nico Harrison to not pull this trigger and go get somebody else? If the details of the trade would have got leaked in regards to the Lakers only giving them one first-round pick, it'd been nuts. It'd have been a firestorm. So, of course, Rob is like, yo, bro, make sure you don't tell nobody, all right? You know, you want those 2 draft picks, you're going to have to shut up. Then he came back the next day and was like, yo, remember I said those 2 draft picks? You did say that Luka drinks a lot of beer and he's out of shape, so maybe we're going to have to take one back. You know, we're taking on a lot of risk here, okay? You're literally dumping this guy on me. I got to take on all of this heavy baggage. Come on, you got to work with me. And Nico's like, yeah, you're right. I'll work with you, okay? I said, look. We also can't tell nobody, okay? Don't tell your wife. Don't tell your kids. Don't tell nobody. It's like, damn, I can't even tell. No, don't tell anyone. When it's done, then we can go ahead and talk. All right, cool, man. So you're not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to say a word. You sure now? Not a word, Nico. Don't tell anybody. Okay. So that's what happened. They kept it under wraps. Why? Because it was more important to do so to get the deal done. I understand that AD was there for 6 years. He won a championship. He was a vital piece to that team. Injuries and underachieving teams sunk his tenure. I think that Laker fans will look fondly at Anthony Davis. I have mixed feelings about Anthony Davis in a Lakers uniform just because the guy that we traded for wasn't the guy that ended up being there after a while. He's just a different guy, different player. Injuries, age, there's just a lot of things that transpired that just... And he was having a great season that season. Lakers were playing well. But you got to look at it from a team survival standpoint. AD was 31, 32 at the time. Luka's 26. Even if he is a drunk bastard, yeah, I'm going to take the risk on the 26-year-old. I don't know what his habits are. You're telling me this. It could be all lies, which it was probably. You have to take a risk on that. He's the best scorer in the league. He's 26 years old. As much as I love Anthony Davis, he got to go. And I made sure I had the intern pack his stuff so you don't even have to worry about coming back to the building. Listen, your stuff is already heading to Dallas. Don't worry about it. Packed it all up. First classed it too. That's what you got to do. That's the business of sports. You find a better deal, it's one of those deals where you couldn't say no. You had to do it. That's like, all right, let me give you an example. 2001 Barry Bonds. And then you had a young Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols is on the come up. You can tell how great he was because of the rookie year that he had. It's amazing, right? Barry Bonds is about to set the all-time record in home runs. Beast. I'm making that trade. Give me Albert. I love Bonds. He's the greatest player I've ever seen. But I don't know how many more years I'm going to have with a Barry Bonds. I got a young Albert Pujols here that I can tell he's going to have a very good year, a very good career. You got to make those deals. That's what I'm saying. Is that, yes, in a vacuum, you look at production, but you have to look at your future as a franchise. That's how you build, and that's how you continue to win. You have to see the forest through the trees. So, Anthony Davis, get over it. Find a bridge and get over it. Moving on. I was trying to keep this. Doc Rivers. You know, is it low-hanging fruit that I keep coming after this man? Or he does it to himself. The dysfunction on this team is twofold. And shouts to Jimmy for being able to give me this description. So thank you so much. So I'll go ahead and break down the ESPN article. So the article describes the tension between Giannis and the Bucks. And, you know, everything kind of went downhill since the 2021 season when they won a championship. You know, injuries, not meeting expectations, Giannis getting hurt as well, poor drafting, giving away draft picks, making ridiculous trades, and also capitulating to your franchise player. I tell people all the time, Giannis is what they want LeBron to be. Oh, well, LeBron is Mr. GM. He's le GM. He's the coach. What's Giannis? What's Giannis? You go ahead and put public pressure on the Bucks every year. Oh, well, you know, if they don't do what they're supposed to do, then I'm going to look to. So you're always telling the Bucks, hey, they got to make sure they keep doing what they're doing, or you're going to look for getting out of Milwaukee. So they're going to be like, okay, well, we gotta make a splash here to be able to try to keep Giannis happy. And then when they go ahead and trade for Dame, yeah, well, I didn't ask for Dame. I didn't ask them to do this. Plausible deniability. You want to go ahead and say this, but then put your hands up and say, well, I didn't tell them to do that. They hire Adrian Griffin. The team is looking good. I don't like Adrian Griffin. I don't think that the offense matches my style of play. Can we hire Doc Rivers as a consultant? Yeah, sure. We want Doc Rivers. Okay. You hire Adrian Griffin, doing good, fire him, and you hire Doc Rivers. And it's been shit ever since. Because you know what happens? When you hire retread coaches that cannot lead you out of a Macy's parking lot, this is what happens. When he has the motivational skills of a high school teacher that doesn't care. You know, the gym teacher that just go play basketball today. I'm not teaching you nothing. Just roll the ball out there. It's basketball every day. We don't learn anything. We don't learn how to do nothing else. It's basketball every day. No motivation. You got the head coach that was the science teacher that knows nothing about basketball. What is he going to teach me? What is he going to say? That's Doc Rivers. And it got so bad, right? It got so bad that after a bad loss, after them having an important stretch in the season where they had to go ahead and win some games and have a chance to go into the play-in tournament, right? Like they had a chance. They got to win these stretches and then play some good basketball. They lose every single goddamn game, right? Why? Because it's Doc Rivers. You know what Doc Rivers once goes ahead and says? And this, you can't make this up. And this is how I know that Doc Rivers thinks that he has a lot more respect than he did. It's hilarious. So this is what he said, Silent Assassin. You are going to get a kick out of this. In the players only meeting, Doc Rivers stands up. He looks at his players and he says, Google me. I took teams to the playoffs and to the championship that weren't supposed to. I thought this was one of them. I know basketball really, really well. I do. And I don't have a memory problem. But I do remember that the only team that you got to the championship level with, the NBA Finals, was with 3 damn Hall of Famers and a guy that was great as a point guard. And guess what? After that, you never went back. So what are we Googling? So if you want me to Google you, fine. Let's go ahead and Google you. Let's go ahead and appease to what Doc Rivers is saying, shall we? Let's see here. Let's see what we can find on Doc Rivers, because he did say, hey, Google me. Doc Rivers coaching record. Yeah, let's look that up. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. You started his coaching career with Orlando. 41 wins the first year. 43 wins the second year. 44 wins, 42 wins. And then he went to Boston. And had 45 wins the first year in Boston, then won 33. Then he won 24. And then something happened in 2007-2008 season. You trade for Kevin Garnett. You trade for Ray Allen that was in Seattle at that time. You make a whole bunch of good draft picks, and then you put this team together, this unstoppable force, and you win a championship. You know what they did after that? They won 62 games after that. And you know what ended up happening? They lost. They didn't get back to the finals. 2010, 2011, they got to the finals. Lost to the Lakers, Game 7. That's a trend, with the Game 7 loss. Okay. We're going to keep going. Then things start to unravel in Boston, right? Had the lockout shortened season of 66 games. He won 39 games. Then he won 40. He went 41-40 in the 2012-2013 season. And then you know what he did? He asked for a trade because he knew that the ship be sinking, and he went to the Clippers. And you know what he did in Clipperland? He lost a lot of Game 7s in Clipperland. Never got to the finals in Clipperland. So when you tell us to Google you, what are we Googling exactly? Because there's only one coach in the history of basketball that has lost more Game 7s than anybody that has ever walked the planet. His name is Doc Rivers. 10 Game 7s he's lost. 10. He's only won 6 of them. 10. That's 10 years of you falling on your face because you can't coach. I tell people all the time about basketball or sports. Players get you to the playoffs. Coaches win you championships. Because if you don't make the right adjustments and have the right lineups in basketball in a 7-game series, you are cooked. And you know what ends up happening to Doc Rivers come Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6 and Game 7? Oh, that collar starts to get a little tighter. And certain decisions that you make in Game 3, you start to freeze up in Game 6. That clipboard is not so sturdy anymore. So sure, we'll Google you. And you know the players, when they heard him say that, you know what they did? Just like how everybody else in America reacted when he said it. They rolled their fucking eyes. Because we all know what your record is. We all know what you are. you're a fraud. And there's a reason why the Bucks are where they are. They were going downhill because of front office decisions. But the stake in the heart, or the icing on the cake, was bringing this fraud into your organization. He's only won one time with Hall of Famers. Do the math. I've never seen anybody get more mileage out of one championship in my life. So what are we Googling exactly? You know, he's also blown 3-1 leads as well. He's blown 3 of those. So the fact that you have a 3-1 lead, all you got to do is win one more game. And you literally allow that team to come back and force a 7 because you're terrible. If I'm somebody who's a front office GM, if I'm a GM, a president, an owner, and there's a coaching vacancy there, why would I ever want to hire Doc Rivers? I want to win. I don't just want to get there. I want to win. He will never get you there. And I think Giannis learned that. Damn, I made a mistake. I fucked this whole up. I fucked all of this up. I thought Doc Rivers was a good fit. No, it's not. He's not a good fit for anybody. There's one place that he's going to be a good fit for, and that's on his couch in his house. That's where he belongs. I am done with old retread coaches that try to puff their chests out and try to go ahead and try to pose and try to instill authority to young kids that don't give a fuck about your resume. Because if you won often or not, like if you won more often than you did, people would respect you more. That's just the way it goes. People will never disrespect Bill Belichick. You know why? Because he got them things. But you know who they will disrespect? Mike McCarthy. You know who they will disrespect? They'll disrespect the guy like what's his name? What's the dude's name that was coaching the Browns? Stefanski. Everybody said, "Oh, he's such a great coach." What has he done? Where's his rings? How far have you gone in the playoffs? Those are the things that matter. We don't give a damn how great you are, X and O's wild, how many chips you got. That's the difference. Give me a Mark Dagolt that coaches the OKC Thunder. You know, he knows how to coach. That guy gets it. So what are we Googling? What? Show me. Matter of fact, you Google yourself and you put it on screen. Because I don't know what I'm looking for. Because if somebody says, yo, Google me, then you're supposed to go ahead and type this person's name in and a whole bunch of good stuff comes up. Where are the good stuff? I don't see it. The Clippers got to a Western Conference final. I don't even think he was there. What, was he the coach? Was he the coach when that happened? 2021. Who was the coach of the Clippers? Let me go ahead and look at that. Was it Doc Rivers?
Tyronn Lue.
There you go. I knew it. I just wanted to ask you. Who was he coaching at that time? 2001, he was coaching the Philadelphia 76ers. You know what they were doing? Blowing a lead. That's what they were doing. So again, I ask, what are we Googling exactly? Moving on. Fucking Doc Rivers. Give me a break. What else we got here? Allen Iverson. You out, Jimmy? Let it, dog. Allen Iverson. God bless his heart. Yeah, Allen Iverson, to me, is one of the greatest players of all time. And he had a very interesting quote, and he said something about load management that was interesting. So I'm going to play this for you, Silent Assassin. Give me a second here.
Load management.
Hold on, here we go.
Played today, and the coach said, you're not going to play tonight because of load management. Well, how would you have responded?
Gonna have a problem. Gonna be a big problem. I love to play. It's fun. Like when I was in the league, it was just like when I was in high school or playing rec league. It's just fun. You can't wait for the game. You know what I mean? Like you do your practice thing or whatever. Like if you gonna load manage me, just not have me practice, but let me play in the game.
That's it. So Allen Iverson is not a big fan of load management. He also said this. He said, load management. They took me to hell for allegedly not practicing. Now they crying about the players not playing games. I played with every injury you could think of, to the point where they had to hide my jersey to keep me from playing. True story. Now we talking about the game, not practice, not practice. We talking about the game. Don't cry now. What the baby's going to do. So I asked a question, and we were talking about this off pod or off mic. What is the point of load management? Guys are getting paid more. They say that the guys are more skilled nowadays, and I agree with that. But is there a better quality of game now? That's all perspective. I can say that I enjoyed the games 15 to 20 years ago better. Slower pace. You had teams that there was variation in regards to their style of play. So you had some teams that were very, very gritty. You had some teams that like to get up and down. You had some teams that like to run the 7 seconds or less offense, the D'Antoni offense. You had teams that maybe shot a little more behind the three-point arc. Now what you have is everybody's very uniform. Fast pace. Everybody's shooting 50 to 63s. More up and down style. To the point where they're saying, oh, these guys are expelling more of themselves, the physicality, the endurance, the cardio, all of this stuff. So, they need more rest now. And then I started thinking about the actual game. So if we go ahead and look at it, I think the pace of the game right now is high, yes. The points per game average is, I think it's 112 or something like that. Well, if you go back into the 1960s, the actual average points that were scored back in the 60s, Silent Assassin, was like 120 points every team. And mind you, there was no three-point line. So if you tell me that the game is faster now, well, the numbers don't really equate to that. What I see is a game that instead of taking time with your possessions to get a great shot, you're taking more shots. So more players are getting more opportunities to score because the pace is faster and you're getting more shots up. So you're getting more chances at the basket. But is the quality of shot better? I would say no. If you are a coach on a team and you want 53s, I got a star player and I got a bunch of role players and I got some guys that are on the fringe. My star player shoots 13 threes. I still have 37 threes that I need to equate for. I need to go ahead and make sure that we account for those. So if the second guy on the team that gets the second amount of shots, if he even takes 8 or 9, now we have to continue to go down the list. So that means that guys who are not big volume three-point shooters or have a high percentage are shooting threes. So are you getting better quality shots? Or are you just getting more shots? Because I see teams that are scoring 85 points, 87 points, 93 points, but yet you're shooting more threes. So that means to tell me that the efficiency is down, because back in the day, and especially when I was playing, you played baseline to baseline. Now the game is being played 3-point line to 3-point line. So are you actually playing harder, or the game is a little bit more lazy? I know that as the older I got, and I would go play 5-on-5, rec ball, whatever it is, pick up, I used to want to break people down, get to the hole. Had dudes that did the same thing, right? Like, they used to want to break people down, get to the basket and score. As you get older, you realize, that takes so much energy to do. I'm just going to shoot this jump shot. So shooting jumpers all day long, it doesn't require that much more energy than you killing yourself trying to get to the basket for a higher quality shot. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, it's just looking at it as, like, not, like, a big basketball fan, but it's, like, why... Like, I don't know how to put it into words, but, like, I even feel like seeing basketball, like, when... I remember, like, in middle school, like, when all the boys started to get into basketball. And, like, the three was kind of, like, the trick shot. And it was, like, the more, like, popular thing that kids wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, like, the thing that just happens in basketball. It was more of just, like, not everyone can do it. Like, I know, like, Steph Curry was, like, the big three-point guy. So for guys now, just going for the three, it's like it just takes excitement out of the game, because now it's like everyone can do it.
Yeah.
You know, and not necessarily like they could do it well. Like, I'm sure that there's like a lot of missed shots and whatnot. But like also too, it's just as a team, like, wouldn't you want to take more, like, not necessarily guaranteed points, but like the easier route, just getting, you know, like the regular 2-point basket, and kind of how you were talking about, like, earlier, just, like, building up plays and playing the game of basketball, not just shooting a ball.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So...
That's exactly what it is, Silent Assassin. They have... And I'm not going to say, like, again, basketball, we're talking about the greatest players in the world. The game in itself is a fun game to play. It is a challenging game. It's a difficult game to play. But I just feel that shooting so many threes has dropped the efficiency of this game to now we're just having everybody just gear up to shoot as many threes as they possibly can. Before, big guy grabs an offensive rebound, you know, he's either going back up strong or he's passing it back to the top of the key to be able to reset the shot clock and be able to get a better shot. Rather than now, gets the offensive rebound, he either goes back up or he's scanning to see who's open to be able to take a wide open three, although you're not a very efficient three-point shooter. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Is that you go ahead and shoot this shot just because you see it's open, instead of taking a more efficient shot and being able to force the defense to now have to play defense. They have to stop somebody. But if you keep taking all of these wild shots and these 53s, then you're giving the defense a break, because if you shoot a three, I grab the rebound, pass it back out to you, and somebody else shoots a three, and then the other team grabs the rebound, guess what's going to happen? That team is now going to grab that rebound and now push it forward, because now they have an advantage to be able to get a fast break layup because of your long three-point shot. Rather than had you had that ball tucked, reset the play, and being able to get a better quality shot, you stop the fast break now. So if you score, they got to take that out inbounds. Strategy. Pace. Slow your ass down. So it is what it is. I agree with that on Iverson, though. I just believe that the pace of the game is forcing teams to make decisions on not allowing players to play, and it just doesn't make sense. The game is 82 games. I can understand in baseball, 162, you can take 5 to 7 days off And 162, it's a lot. Basketball is 82. You don't need to take any games off, dog. Like NFL, not even NFL, the NHL players play a more physical game. They're skating. They got pads on, and they're hitting each other with sticks and pucks, right? And and then they fight. Most of those guys play 82, if not everybody. It's not a badge of honor for them to say, "Oh well, the pace of the game is so fast that we might not have to have these guys can't play 82 games. We have to lessen the games. It's too skilled now. We have to lessen the games." Does that make any sense to you? It's too skilled now. We need less games.
It's like you're a professional athlete. You should be able to play every single game. Like,
it's your job.
Yeah, it's a job. You should be able to show up every day and work. And like I get like the basketball's a lot of running back and forth, but it's not like extremely physically demanding, I guess you'd say. Like, it takes a lot of like of endurance. You know, you're moving back and forth a lot and whatnot. But like, you're not, like you said, hockey, you're not getting knocked around. You know, in football, you're not getting knocked around. You know, it's pretty much, you know, non-contact sport. You know, there's some defense, but you're not like up and pushing guys over.
Listen, it's a physical game, but you're not mowing guys over in basketball.
So it's like, I don't know, it just makes no sense. Just as like you're getting paid 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is, $1 million, you know, on the court plus off the court endorsements. Like, there's a kid coming here that's dad or mom spent a couple $100 to watch, you know, the Lakers play, and, you know, whoever LeBron James is not playing because he has, you know, he's taking the night off. It's like, well, you just kind of wasted.
Yeah, I just wasted $600.
Yeah, because we just wanted to come see you play for, you know, and then you're not.
It's it's enough already, man. You know, the NBA has to really decide on what their real values are. Is it giving the fans a high quality brand of basketball where guys are actually going out there and leaving everything on the floor, or is it, oh well, you know, we want to go ahead and load manage you, so instead of you playing 12 hard seasons for us, you know, we want to stretch it out for 18 to 19 seasons because we can get the same amount of games in that time. We're just going to stretch it out over 5 more years so we can be able to milk more merchandise. We can milk more season tickets. We can milk all of this. So instead of guys being able to have careers that are ended 33 or 34 because they played some hard years and they played every game, now guys are playing well into their late 30s now because load management. It's just nonsense.
It's not in other sports. Like, why is it just you know, pretty much just basketball? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people like to throw shots at the NBA, unfortunately. Moving on, we have irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch them? I mean, they stink.
Sounds Assassin, did you hear about the guy that set that factory on fire?
I was seeing it. He was like lighting toilet paper, like paper towels, whatever it was.
All the toiletries. The man lit that shit ablaze. And there's a lot of people that are...
You know, if you're not going to pay us enough to fucking live or afford to live, at least pay us enough not to do this shit.
He just didn't care. Recorded himself setting the place afire.
Should have paid us enough to fucking live. You know, we may not get paid enough to fucking live, but these bitches dirt cheap. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live. All you had to do was pay us enough to live.
I don't blame this guy. I'm sorry. How the world is working right now, you got people that are working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make ends meet because things are too expensive. You get 2 days off in a work week to be able to catch up on being a parent, being a spouse, being a boyfriend or a girlfriend, being a good daughter or son or whatever it is, being a good friend. There's not enough time in the day for you to now go back home, try to get some rest, and rinse and repeat all over again. Where's the happiness? Where's the joy? You're going to work knowing that you don't make enough money to live. You damn right people are going to be frustrated. Mm. I'm surprised you don't see this a lot more across the country with what the hell is going on right now. Mm. All it takes is 30% of the workforce to stop coming to work. And that's going to drive the market up the wall. And things will stop. So, I don't fault this guy. He's gonna go to jail for a long time. I don't fault him. 29-year-old Shamel Abdul Karim is on suspicion. Ain't no suspicion. You seen the video.
Yeah.
The man had a cigarette or weed in one hand and had his lighter in the other hand. Ain't no suspicion. And the man, I'm sure he said, yeah, that was me. Mm-hmm. Send a message. I'm all right with it. Mm-hmm. I'm all right with it. Moving on. Did you hear about this? This is a good one. Diddy's appeal conviction says freak-offs were amateur pornos and protected by the First Amendment. Yo, whoever his lawyer is, this is what you call shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
Yeah. I was actually, before coming here today, like, it came up on the news that, like, that Diddy, they're going back at saying, were his charges too harsh? And I was like, I don't know. I kind of, like, laughed at, like, for what he allegedly all did and then what he was convicted of doing. I mean, that's not, I think he should serve his time, but that's just my opinion.
That's fine. That's fine.
But I was thinking it's like in that moment too, like his lawyer must be, I don't even know, like the best lawyer.
Facts. This dude came up with because listen, let's be honest, the man branded his rendezvous as freak-offs. That is branding, right? Who's to say? And my thing is that what you said was that's your perspective of it, right? But how the trial went, they spent a lot of time on something that was already adjudicated in regards to the civil case that he paid out Cassie millions of dollars for, right? So you go ahead and you convict him on the Mann Act. To me, it doesn't really hold much weight. And if there's something else that came up, there was some organized crime thing that you get him on, okay. But the Mann Act?
Yeah. I mean, like, they could have, what he was charged for is just, like, and what he could have been charged for, like, he was charged, I feel like, on the wrong thing. 'Cause,
yeah.
Like, he got out of a lot of things. Yeah.
You want to charge a man for being a freaky little boy? That's what it is?
Yeah.
That's what he is?
Yeah. So, I don't know. This lawyer is the next Rob Kardashian with the whole OJ.
Johnny Cochran.
Like, getting everybody off. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I thought it was, like, interesting that I came up on the team, because I didn't hear about it earlier. I just saw it come up on the news. I'm like, what do you mean this too harsh, but
I'm telling you, listen, it was absolute gold when I seen this. I said, what is happening? What is happening? My man's about to get out. What? What is happening? So, yeah, that would be an interesting turn of events if that ends up happening. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. We have... Oh, this one. Congressman Tim Burchett claims aliens are real and humans may have made contact. So Congressman Burchett says believes aliens are real. Told him that aliens have visited Earth and have contacted with humans. He said that he has not seen them himself, but trusts what he was told. So, what do you think, Silent Assassin? You think that the aliens are real?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like, just being like, I think they're walking around, you know, kind of
walking around.
I don't know. I feel like they're like aliens supposed to be like the most intelligent creatures, beings, whatever you want to call them, right? Like, I think they can kind of take over, you know, shape shifting and all that stuff, like take over human appearance and whatnot. So, but what did it say? Who told him that? Just like another government person?
Yeah, I think it was another government official that said that.
But yeah, like what Obama had said not too long ago, and this, like, it's just I feel like you're naive to think that there's nothing else out there. Like, this is a huge, even in our galaxy, is a huge galaxy.
Yeah.
Beyond our galaxy, there's something else out there. Like, how are we the only things here? Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, anybody who has that type of opinion, I don't think that they're using their rational brain. I think a lot of people, and they do this as a defense mechanism, is that you shut off certain things for your brain because it's easier to cope with something that's not the reality that you currently see, right? Because a lot of people, like, just think about it, right? If you're going about your everyday life, you're outside, you're shopping, and then all of a sudden there's something that comes through the clouds. How many people you think are going to be able to process in real time what they're seeing? Because their brains are in shock, and it's just like, okay, we have to go into protection mode. We have to protect this fragile mind before it breaks. A lot of people are not going to accept what their eyes are telling them. That's why there's a lot of people that can be able to be fooled nowadays, especially what's going on with our government. Hey, whatever you see, it's not real. Don't worry about it. You didn't see anything. Okay. Right? So, I don't have much else. There's a Punisher movie coming out on Disney. I like that. I mean, John Bernthal looks good. The Daredevil series is out. The Boys is out. I need to watch all of those things. So, I may be binge watching that this weekend. So, not the Punisher because it didn't come out yet, but Daredevil and The Boys. So, that is my irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, they stink.
Sounds as I don't want to speak about the Mets. Do I have to? Huh?
No, not after tonight. No, nothing.
Yeah, I'm over it, man. What a stinker. You come back home after playing good on the road, and this is what you do? No home games until May. Just be on the road.
Yeah, it's good. I think the A's are here, and then they're going to LA, and then I forget where else, but they're going on another, away streak, which is good. Get the California weather, maybe warm some up.
The man, Nolan McLean had a shutout.
Yeah.
Going into the seventh. Shutout.
He pitched good, and then everyone, like, the bullpen just, our superb bullpen kind of blew it up.
How do you give up 7 runs from the 7th inning on?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I had my segment last night, man. Mission to Mars. Who was the worst tonight?
think it was Garcia gave 3, and then Weaver gave 2, and then when Weaver came in, there was 2
and then there were 2 earned
McLean.
for McLean.
Yeah. So then I guess Weaver, because technically 4.
So
under
Weaver gave up
his-
4, but 2 were given to McLean.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Luis Garcia is garbage. He's absolute garbage.
Yeah, hasn't been like he was like coming in. I'm like, oh, this could be like an interesting, addition. But so far in the season, hasn't looked all that great. I think like so far has been their worst relief pitcher, so far this season.
When you are when you are worse than Dickie Lovelady, you got concerns. Because they just throw him out there because they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we lost this game. Hey, Dickie, hey, Lovelady, get in there.
Yeah, I think he was in tonight.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. What are your thoughts on? I think Carson Benz needs to go down.
Yeah, he's definitely having a rough time.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had that big opening day game, and then kind of really not much else, offensively at least, he's playing fine in the outfield. And, I don't know, because, like, you don't want him to struggle too much because, like, that could also hurt his confidence. And, like, going forward, like, you don't want to leave him here and just have him continue to struggle because then, the fans are going to get on him a lot, and that's kind of, could be detrimental.
Yeah.
So I think, or it's still early enough on where, you'd be like, hey, you're not ready just yet. You maybe, like, take some time in AAA and get back to where you were in spring training and that type of level of production. And, you could be back here, pretty soon. Because the Mets, like, do have options to bring in, major league ready. Like, we have Melendez and
Pache.
And Pache and Tom. They just signed Tommy Pham, but he needs a little bit more time.
Right.
But he's an option as well. So you do have some major league players that could take that spot. So I don't know. I would say I did say last night, like within a month, I gave like offensive production to get going, and we've been talking about like it's still cold out. The whole Mets offense is still pretty slow.
Yeah.
So
it just looks sluggish.
Yeah, but I don't like it's just like as a whole, like offensively, like his at bats, his swings just are not looking great. So there's definitely is something off with him. So if he can go back down to AAA and figure it out and then be back here, shortly, then I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with me when it comes to Carson Bench is the thing that I noticed even when he was in the minors. His swing is too long. Like he looked like Cody Bellinger when Bellinger came up. The difference between him and Bellinger is that Bellinger has had a quicker bat through the zone with that long swing. He had an uppercut swing, and he can be able to. There was a lot of power in that lanky frame, right? I don't think Carson Bench has the power that a Cody Bellinger had early on in his career. And it's not saying that he can't get there, but I do think that he needs some refining down in the minors. Because, I think he only had like a handful of AAA games. He only had like, I think 23 games or something like that. He's had 1 full year of minor league experience. I think that he just needs a little bit more time. That's not saying that he's not a major league player. Defensively, he can be able to hang. He has had some moments. But at the same time, I just think that they're going to have to really revamp that swing. I'm telling you, it's too long. It's too long.
It just like looks just very late.
Yeah.
On everything, and then just swinging, it was like in the early games too, just like, I'm like, this ball is nowhere near the strike zone. Like, why are you swinging at it?
Right.
So, yeah, definitely has to work on just approach and, fix that swing, tighten it up, and just make it quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Konnor Griffin getting that extension by the Pirates? 9 years, $140 million.
It's interesting. There was like a graphic that I saw where it was a list of players to sign a contract before playing a single game in the majors. And there are a lot of names that never really kind of
panned out.
Yeah, I think who was it? Was it Roman Anthony or was it another player?
Roman Anthony had signed a contract last year with the but he played a handful of games and then the Red Sox extended him.
So there was like one player that I noticed that like, okay, he's still like early on, but all the other players, it's just not working. It's just, if it works out, then the Pirates get a really big, savings in that front.
There has to be an early termination though. Probably not though. I wonder if it's straight.
I think it's a full 9-year deal. But also too, for a 19-year-old, like $140 million, like I'm gonna take it because what if I don't pan out to be a superstar? Right. But I just think just how it looks in the history of it, it's interesting to see that teams are still willing to do it, just because it hasn't really worked out in the team's favor. Because
it's hard, as much as they say that Konnor Griffin is a can't miss prospect, like he's the best young prospect they've seen since Mike Trout and Alex Rodriguez. That's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. It's still not a guarantee.
Yeah, like they still have to. I feel like for me, it's like you still have to see a pretty significant amount of time, like like at least a year, like a full season.
That's my thing. Yep.
Yeah, and also too, like he hasn't even played relatively a lot of games in the minors, so you really have to be sure that this is going to be an Alex Rodriguez, is going to be a Mike Trout, because there's not many 5-tool, type of players. Yeah. Like, is Mike Trout honestly like the like since that whole era, like the latest one? Because it's like there's guys that have potential, but like still fully like not like that 5-tool player. Yeah,
because Soto was great, but Soto's not a 5-tool player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's like they're very few of those types of players. So yeah, I don't know. It definitely is a risk, when you look at it, but I think just the Pirates in general, I think, have a bright future just with their talent. They were able to get a lot of obviously high picks.
Yep.
For them,
Connor Griffin, Bubba Chandler.
Yeah. They got good pitching. Players. Paul Skeens. They have Jared Jones is pretty good. So definitely like a bright future for them. But also I feel like maybe the Pirates are a team that could take the risk because they don't really.
And they don't pay guys.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, like we think this is gonna be our guy, let's pay him because we're not gonna pay Paul Skeens. So it's like
he's like,
the money.
The $30 that our payroll has right now, we can be able to afford it.
Yeah.
But this is the part that that I didn't like. Why do teams like the Pirates always get these players? Pirates, Nationals, Angels. Like can the Mets get some players like this? Can we get a Connor Griffin? Where the world is looking at him like, oh my goodness, this guy's a stud. Hey, come on. I'm sick of it. Mm-hmm. Not getting the Aaron Judges. Mm-hmm. I want those guys.
Yeah. It's like rough looking at it, like just the Mets history of just homegrown, talent. It's just very, very minimal. So
listen, Darryl Strawberry could have been that for us had he stayed. Mm-hmm. Darryl Strawberry had 500 home runs written all over him. And then the drugs took him. You know what I mean? And then he left. And then of all teams for him to go to, he went to the Dodgers. And then he became one day I just hope that we as an organization can be able to draft a guy that is a literal cannot miss prospect and he just is the man.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Our latest one, because number one was Alvarez.
Right.
I believe he was the number one.
Yeah, he was up there. Yeah, he was up there.
still very young, still has a lot of potential, but definitely didn't live up to the projections of what he was supposed to be.
No.
And yeah, it's just, definitely, because if you look at, like, especially the Nationals, like, who they had on their team.
It's insane.
Yeah, which is, they had Juan Soto, they had Bryce Harper, they had Trey Turner, they had Strasburg,
you had Scherzer, you had what's the dude that quit baseball? Rendon.
Yeah, it's like you had like a literally all-star team.
Jason Worth.
Yeah, and then
it's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, and I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but because he hasn't really been that great so far. He's kind of slow, but, only first couple games for him. But,
yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited to see if he is who he is. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the kid, man. I want to see him, do his thing, but I'm just like, come on, can the Mets, can we just get one of these guys, man? Just one time. One time. I don't want to have to root for other guys that are not in the orange blue. I don't like it. Moving on to the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Who you got?
I'm going with Haley Beck. It's Noah Beck's sister.
Noah. Who's Noah Beck again?
Noah Beck is like a big internet, TikTok, Instagram.
Influencer.
Yeah, influencer. Okay. Which, very successful. And his sister is 27. She's a high school teacher.
Okay.
And she was caught having relations with one of her students.
What?
And, not looking good for the Beck family. There's obviously people like, oh, does this mean that Noah Beck is going to lose a lot of his kind of sponsorships, and he's on a TV show and all that stuff? Like, does that correlate? Because a sibling's doing something, does that mean the other sibling has to go?
Now, when you say caught in the act,
there's no like video, at least of that, at least now, but
right.
Full on text messages and
sexting and all this other stuff.
Yeah, and there's like video of her, like the kid it's a football player, getting like interviewed, and she's kind of lurking in the back. And
oh my goodness,
there's like school videos like of teachers getting interviewed, and she's getting interviewed, and she's like, oh, like I love being able to have like connections and bonds with my students. But
sure,
yeah, like knowing like what's going on behind closed doors, but also too, there's another teacher that allegedly was dealing with the same student. So there's two teachers dealing with the same kid, and the text message leaks is like this kid is literally like trolling this girl. Like he's the more adult in this situation, calling her like a crybaby and all this stuff because like he didn't give her a compliment, and she's giving him like kind of like he calls her like a sugar mama, and she's like, I don't know if I like that. And she's like, well, what else? Like, you're giving me money, you're a sugar mama, like all this stuff.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
You want me to use another word? I can.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. It's just like even the kids like, oh, like so you or 27-year-old are effing this high school student, like what a crazy world we live in.
Right.
And he's just kind of going like trolling her while he don't care about her.
First of all, let me go ahead and just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But we was talking about off by. I'm just like, when I went to school, my teachers looked like the crypt keeper. That's what they looked like. Mm-hmm. Or they were like big, fat, out of shape, not attractive looking women. Maybe that's why we concentrated so much in school, because we didn't have any lookers. And these kids nowadays, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what teachers are popping up out of the woodwork. I probably wouldn't be able to concentrate either. Right? Shoot my shot. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm only 17. What's up, man? Like, it's crazy. It's too much. It's too much of a closeness there in regards to age, right? It's like a generation. It's like a decade for some of these. It's not a long time.
I had a teacher that was fresh out of college, and he was very respectful, but all the girls
was on him.
Yeah, and he was like, he was very like, I don't want to lose my job type of thing. He's like, get away from me. And I was like, he would get nervous and his voice would crack. People would just make fun of him.
He probably couldn't. He probably couldn't wait to get out of that class.
Yeah, he's like, all these girls, like, we're the instigators of this poor man just trying to work and
please,
his job.
Please, have your seats.
Yeah, but like, I think there's definitely has to be like some sort of, especially for the high school, like some sort of age, type of situation.
Or if it's no age situation, they need to start. There might have to be more of a policing of these teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to be maybe monitored a little bit more closely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be able to maybe have, how they have aides in classrooms for special needs kids or whatever it is, or even in college they have teachers assistant and stuff like that where there's somebody else in the class. Maybe they have to put somebody who's like an observer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's literally watching. Or sad to say, you might have to start putting cameras in classes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking about high school here, so there's no reason why. I don't know what the laws are for that in regards to if it's state by state, in regards to there's a HIPAA thing or there's privacy violations. But I mean, this is an institution of learning. There has to be some type of, restrictions or something that they could be able to put in place. I don't know. I have no idea. But or start, vetting these teachers and say, all right, now, where'd you graduate from? Duke University. Oh, great. Duke is good. What's the subject? Oh, social studies. Oh, good. Great. Listen, everything is aces, man. You have a great resume. You speak well. You are on time, punctual. I said, but there is one problem that you're not ugly enough to work here. And we have a chart here that if you pass the 5, then you can't work here. Okay, if you're 6 and up, can't work here. Mm-hmm. So you gotta look like the crypt keeper to be able to come through these doors, because we have to keep our children focused, and they can't be looking at eye candy. You can't do it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't care what type of curriculum and what type of fun class you got. You are causing problems in my school. Get out. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Too many hormones are going back and forth, especially with these young teachers as well, not just the kids. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Mm-hmm. So she definitely gets the whole family. What the Becks? They get. Because I'm sure they knew about it. I have one, and it's a good one. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Jorge Soler, or what was it, Ronaldo Lopez. Those two get my... Now, here's the thing. We had, what was 2 teams? We had the Angels and who?
The Braves.
Was it Braves? Yeah. And Ronaldo Lopez, he's the pitcher. And Jorge Soler is the batter. And I think that Soler had hit a home run. Was it before or after this? Something happened, and it was big scramble. And all of a sudden, Soler starts to charge the mound. And Ronaldo Lopez is not backing down, charges the mound, and they start, squaring off. Nobody could land a solid punch. And I was just like, Soler got his head down, and he's doing the waving punch, and Ronaldo Lopez is not really having any type of technique behind his swings. And then something else happened. I was just like, all right, I've had enough. Like, they should just suspend these two for the inability to be able to throw hands. Like, you should get 15 games for not being able to fight. Because if this happens again, I can't rely on you. Keep Lopez and keep Soler in the dugout. Don't come out here. Don't come out here because I ain't got no hands. What the hell was Ronaldo Lopez doing with the ball in his hand?
Yeah, that like image is just hilarious.
Like, yo,
yeah, with the hand with the glove and the other hand with the ball.
What are you doing?
What are you do with that?
You got somebody throwing fists at you. Put your shits up and see what and rock his ass out. But he knew if I let go of this baseball, they're gonna know I can't fight.
He tried to like hit him with the ball, but like and then the Braves manager went and tackled Soler.
Yeah, he's lucky that the Braves manager tackled Soler because Soler was about to give him some. He's about to give him some.
Yeah,
Soler must have seen the ball in his hands like, oh, he can't fight.
Just hilarious.
I'm gonna go charge him more. Unbelievable. That's all I seen. Like I'm over here like, what the hell's all the commotion about? Okay, so it's a fight. Like bench is clear all the time in baseball. But I'm like, yo, these two, they can't fight. Don't square up if you can't fight. Have a conversation. Yeah. Hey, I didn't like the way you threw that pitch at me. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Have a little aggressive conversation. Don't try to throw hands because you can't fight.
Yeah, just swinging open fist. Like, that's all they were.
Yo!
Yeah.
That's how kids, when they're young, fight. They put their head down and they just throw things, throw hands, and hopefully they make contact. Embarrassing. I always thought that baseball players can fight. Right? I never forget where who the hell knocked out my man from Toronto. Remember that fight? It was Odor and Batista. He knocked the hell out of him. Yeah, it's great.
Small guy.
Absolutely great. I never forget when Nolan Ryan put Robin Ventura in a headlock and just kept
punching.
Kept giving him the business.
Yeah, so too the Anderson and Ramirez.
Yeah.
Knocked him out.
That's what I like. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Basketball players, they don't know how to fight neither. Football players, I've never seen a real scrap in football. Hockey, we know how they get down. But man, I was disappointed in this fight because there's always a good benches clearing fight brawl in baseball. This is not one of them. This is bad. Do better. If y'all gonna get suspended, do it the right way. Don't get suspended because now people are gonna laugh at you. You think anybody's gonna give you any credit? Yeah, man, you showed him a lesson. That ball in your hand was a deterrent. He didn't want to mess with you there. Lies.
That image is going to haunt Lopez.
That is going to be a meme for the rest of his life.
It's just such a funny screen grab of him with the glove and the ball.
Like, what are you doing?
It's just funny.
What are you doing? So, Jorge Soler, Ronaldo Lopez, I'm sorry. Y'all get the dummy. Yeah. I like to rock with fights, but this wasn't it. This wasn't it. Good show. Quick PSA. I'm not gonna. PSA last week was very long. I had to because it was a lot to get off. I can do it this week. I'm not. All I'm gonna say is, we know exactly what's going on now. Trump's a liar. There was no ceasefire agreement. He just said something because he needed an off-ramp. He needed to find a way to get out of this war because he knows that he's not winning it. And who screws it up? Bibi the bomber. Always. You continue to go and bomb Lebanon, and Iran was just like, yo, we're supposed to have a ceasefire, my man. It was, okay, cool. Let's go back to business. And then it's crazy about the UAE, they said that they had no involvement, but yet mad generals came out and said that they got help. The Gulf countries helped them in this fight. And I'm just like, there's so much lies and propaganda that are going around, and I can understand why there's certain people that just, they don't believe what they see or hear anymore. Because there's so much misinformation that's out there. But again, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. And when you have a president that literally threatens to annihilate an entire civilization of people because the Strait of Hormuz is not open. And then it starts to dawn on me. And this is how I know that we are stupid as a country. Barack Obama had a deal with Iran where they had very, very hard lines in regards to their nutrient enrichment for their uranium and their nuclear bombs. They would have checks. The sanctions were there in regards to the oil. It was so many things that they've capitulated to in that deal. You know what Donald Trump did as soon as he got into power? He canceled the deal. And yet you're at war with Iran now, and the Strait of Hormuz is closed. You're spending billions of dollars a day on this war. You got coerced to go into war by Bibi the bomber because he wants a greater Israel, because they believe that they have it. They are owed it. I don't know how, but okay. And you have people out there that are actually saying that we have the advantage, that this is a good thing. You literally turned Iran into a powerhouse. They can be able to open the strait and close the strait and tax people when they've never done that before. Do you understand how stupid that is? Is that before you came there, Iran was there. And yeah, you want to say, oh, they're bad people. And da, da, da. Okay, cool. But they wasn't messing with us. So after you mess with them and you force this war, Iran is stronger. Their economy is stronger. And their allies are making money. Everybody's making money. And you said, oh, well, yeah, we might end up partnering with Iran to be able to have a joint partnership with the Strait of Hormuz. What are we talking about? That strait was not a lot. It didn't belong to anybody. And you gave them the power to be able to now dictate terms. But yet America is the smart one, right? Unbelievable. You have Congress passing the 18 to 25, selective service for the young boys. And like I said, you have enough on the MAGA side to be able to take them. Take all the tech bros, take all the bro podcasters that watch those, take them all and see exactly how many people actually go. And see how many people actually want to fight for all of the causes that they talk about. Yeah, get him out in Iran. Yeah, we want the Muslims. Okay, go fight for it. Have them put a gun in your hand and let's see what you do. So, I'd like to clarify this. You can be able to auto-enroll into selective service 18 to 25-year-old men and women. But you can't automatically enroll every citizen to vote. Got it. So you see what I'm getting at here? It's not about democracy. It's about trying to jerry-rig your advantage. That's what it's always been for certain Republicans. They don't care about helping the economy and feeding the poor and advancing technologies and advancing people's way of living in regards to being more positive and having more money in their pocket. All they care about is suppressing votes, cheating, and being able to enrich themselves and their buddies. That's always been the case. That's why economies on the Republicans is always shit. But yet, they continue to be able to feed to the masses that it's them that did it. It's Democrats did it. The immigrants are taking your money. So if you want me to tell you where the money's going, it's going to them. Can you believe what they're doing with your money? So you can lie to people's faces as long as you tell them that it's somebody that doesn't look like them. The old school Kansas City shuffle. Look over here while everything's happening over here. So when will we learn? When will we learn that for the second time, BB the Bomber convinces Donald Trump or convinces the United States to be able to go to a war that they shouldn't be in? And you know what I heard in regards to the reports? Because it's all over the place now. They're reporting it. That a foreign leader like BB the Bomber was in the situational room, the war room with Donald Trump. And the chair that Donald Trump normally sits in, guess who was sitting in it? BB the Bomber. So a foreign leader comes into your war room and they tell you to move for him. Who's the president? Who's the head honcho? Yeah, go find a chair over there. That's a problem. And people are starting to wise up to it. Trump's approval rating is starting to drop. People are starting to really, really fight back in regards to the state of Israel. It's not about Jewish people being bad and having bad reputations, but you should be able to have the right to criticize the state of Israel. Why? Because they're a state like anybody else. If you can be able to criticize your own state, how is it that you can't criticize one that doesn't even belong here? Make it make sense. You can be able to say what you want about Donald Trump right now, and it's nothing's gonna happen. But let you go ahead and go say something about BB the Bomber. So, what now? What now? Well, you have Melania coming out and say, I am not in the Epstein files. I don't know Epstein. Where did this come from? We're over here dealing with war. And you just randomly have a presser and says, I have nothing to do with this, which means that something's coming. We've seen the videos. We've seen the photos. We've seen Ghislaine Maxwell. You sitting with her. You sitting with... So you all of a sudden you don't know these people. You don't have the same cachet as your idiot husband. He can be able to lie right in people's faces and they'll believe it. You, on the other hand, you don't have that type of goodwill. And on top of that, too, I don't understand what she's saying. Where's Ice? She fits the description, Ice. If you go ahead and you're walking down the street and you hear somebody like Melania speak, you need to go ahead and go ask her where her paper's at. Because I tried to understand what the hell she was saying for the first 30 minutes. I didn't understand what she was saying. I was trying to decipher it for 30 minutes. What were you talking about? All I heard was Epstein. Yo, where's Ice? I felt like picking up the phone and saying, listen, I am watching a video of somebody somewhere in America. They look like they're in a very big position of power. I'd like for her to be picked up, please. It makes sense. You've been here for 50 years. You still can't put sentences together? And you got the nerve to plug your book too? What is happening? We dropped into some timeline that I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand where we are. We are in Earth. We are on Earth 9. That's where we are. We are in some other timeline. I'm telling you, it doesn't feel the same. Since you went to vacation, you did this. Okay? You did this. You snapped us into another dimension. Unbelievable. I didn't understand what the hell I was watching.
I was like, I get on the news like there's like a recap like first.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is the purpose? Like,
who
why
asked for this?
Here, why is she here?
I didn't even see any reports that something happened. You just randomly do this?
Literally, it was the first lady said she's not in the Epstein files. But it's like, why is this? A headline, press conference, whatever you call it. Like,
let me tell you something. Here's how crazy it is. Don't nobody care if she's in. Don't nobody care if she's in the Epstein files. They be like, get out. Who cares? We don't care about you. All right, go somewhere else.
Like, I guess she said like, "Oh, I am not a victim of Epstein." It's like,
and then she says, "Oh yeah, but y'all should actually, have these people have some trials on the Hill." So you're literally telling the Democrats to go ahead and pursue this, although your husband's in there.
Yeah, the
sounds. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like when the rats know that the ship is sinking and they're trying to get off the boat. She's going into self-preservation mode. That's what it sounds like to me. Something's coming. Has to be. Unbelievable. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. And then the other part is that, of course, I knew that this was going to happen. Pam Bondi is no longer the Attorney General of the DOJ anymore. There's no more. They're not going to go ahead and have her testify on the Hill anymore because she's not the AG anymore. Damn that. You still need to answer some questions. We need to bring you in. Because you hide those Epstein files very, very nicely. You don't get to be off the hook. And that's what a lot of these people in this cabinet think, Silent Assassin, is that Trump is going to pardon them of all their crimes. Oh, no. You are going to see who he hangs out to dry. And whoever he hangs out to dry, we're gonna make sure we put them on the clothesline too. Because we're going to get them all. I've said this, and I will say this as the last thing for the PSA. If somebody who's in the Democratic Party wins the presidency in 2028, I would be okay with that person having average or below average policies. You can be very mid. You can be the Doc Rivers of presidents for all I care. My one hard line in the sand is that you prosecute all the criminals that came before you. Be mid on policies, put all of them in jail. Because that's the problem that Obama didn't do. You should have put all of Bush's cronies in jail. That's what Joe Biden didn't do. You allowed Trump to get back into power because your weak attorney general did nothing. George Bush incubated MAGA. Donald Trump intensified what George Bush incubated. Joe Biden helped incubate this as well. You had 4 years. As soon as you won that seat, you should have put Merrick Garland's dumbass in a room and say, I want arrests. Sweeping. Don't care who it is, go get him. But you didn't allow that because why? Democrats, they always take a spoon to a knife fight. Oh my goodness, what are the people going to say if we behave like them? We're supposed to be above the fray. Always remember this. Moderate Democrats and Democrats that have been in power too long, they end up being in bed with fascists. So what that means is that I've said to you about Munchausen syndrome. That's what the old guard of the Democratic Party does. They will help you continue to be sick. So the Republicans are beating you in the head. They will help the Republicans keep beating you in the head, because guess what's going to happen? If you hate them more, you'll come running to us. And all we do is we do incremental changes to keep you happy. But the status quo doesn't change. So they can take AEP&x money. We can take AEP&x money. They can take big pharma money. So can we. They can take big tech. So can we. They can take big oil. So can we. They're in both parties. That's the problem, is that we don't have a real opposition party. We have a party that is capitulating to the fascist regime. And this is why things are happening the way they're happening, because there is no resistance. It just looks that way. They try to put on a face. Look what we're doing. We're waving our hands and saying, oh, we hate this. No, you don't. You just want to make it seem like you hate it. But there's some people that are coming in this pipeline that actually want to help. And those are the people that you need to vet, you need to support, and you need to go ahead and put your vote behind. Not somebody who's been in Washington for 60 years. There's experience there, but you need to pick the right ones. People like Ro Khanna, good person. That's the person that if it wasn't for Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, there wouldn't be any release of the Epstein files. They care. They're not like the other ones. The Chuck Schumers and the Hakeem Jeffries and the Cory Bookers and all of these other people that don't care about changing the status quo. So always remember. So that's what I will leave you with. Ice, take my advice. Go find Melania and go ask some questions. Because do we know if her papers are straight? We have no idea. We have no idea. You go ahead and go ask. You say that Obama, he was not from here. I need to see Melania's papers. Post it somewhere. I'll go to Fox News and see it. Wherever you feel comfortable posting, I need to see it. Because ain't no way you here for this long and you still sound like that. She got to go. Any final words for you, Silence?
I think that's all the words for me tonight.
Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace. Melania, her book. Who's gonna read that? If she wrote that book the way she speaks, can't nobody understand it. Can't nobody understand it.